Hello, hello, and welcome back. I am Maester Aelix, and this is Fallout 4 NCR Lone Ranger. We are right back where we left off in the beautiful Cabot House. And, yeah, let's begin. Well, the Ranger wasn't too terribly eager to watch Jack get himself killed by some foolhardy missioner halfway across the Commonwealth. She was more than a little bit interested in the, Cabot House here. Since Jack had run out quickly, she hoped that not all the doors would be locked like last time. And indeed, she did find that a lot of these here doors were indeed not locked. With Edward out the house, she figured now would be the best time to go, poking around where she doesn't belong. Not that she really wanted to steal everything. Nah. These people just were rather interesting, keeping missiles in their ice coolers and the like. That she'd leave alone. But other things she'd take a look at. Good old Blamco mac and cheese. See what kind of interesting things were around. Quite a few indeed. Quite a few indeed. More interesting was what might be upstairs. A lot of that was cut off from her last time. Locked doors and the like. She really wasn't worried about Jack leaving without her. He seemed to need her protection. Of course, he was a mite scrawny.
Oh, what do you want?
She largely ignored the old lady. Not that she was trying to be rude, but really not much to say. And then she saw something that shook her to her core. An NCR Ranger's mask. She turned it over in her hands a few times, and then realized this shouldn't be here.
Hell yeah.
Well, she took that back for herself. Took a closer look at it. And knew instantly that is not that was not meant for someone who's not in the NCR. And these Bostonians, well, they were not in the NCR. So nope, she was just gonna take it, like it or not. Matter of fact, that whole discovery soured her entire mood for this Jack Cabot feller. She was gonna give him a piece of her mind.
Ready? Let's go. You should know what we're going to be dealing with. My father is confined in Parsons. For his own safety and everyone else's. He became dangerously unstable after handling an ancient artifact he found in Arabia. I've spent my life trying to figure out how to cure him.
Well, that was mighty interesting, and sounded like a whole pile of crazy. She was more disinclined now than ever before to find his words that were hard to believe to be, well, straight up untrue.
It's the artifact that's made Lorenzo so dangerous. I'm sure his psychosis would be cured if it could be removed. But so far, all my attempts have failed. It's fused too tightly with his nervous system.
Listening to this kook ramble on about his dad, well, she was thinking more and more about just letting him run off all on his lonesome and get killed by himself. Whatever was happening couldn't be that bad.
You may have guessed by now that my family and I have lived for a very long time, thanks to the serum derived from my father's blood. I discovered the alterations to his blood in some of my earliest attempts to remove the artifact. I eventually isolated the anomalous compounds, which led to the serum treatment we still use.
Yep, his crazy talk had gotten on her last nerve. He was quite ready to just let him run off and die on his own.
Apparent conflict of interest in my father being the source of the treatment that is prolonging my own life. But I assure you that if I had the chance, I would gladly give it all up to have my father back, even for a short time.
Well, the sentiment was a bit touching. It was too little, too late. Yeah, she would not be joining him on this particular adventure. No, instead, she'd find some other way to spend her time. She's trying to get back up on dry land. Yeah, she definitely had gotten her fill of Jack Cabot. And Edward Deegan, and all them.
Ain't personal, just you and me.
Kept trying to find where that raider was in that building.
You still alive? Christ.
And figured he was gonna stay in that building like a coward. Might as well go. Besides, she had heard a vertibird crash kinda close by. Figured the Brotherhood would need a hand. Yep, she was done with Jack Cabot. She was not done with the Brotherhood. Sadly, when she found the crashed vertibird, ain't no one left alive. She figured she could at least gather the holotags and bring them back to the Brotherhood. Get them some respect in some way. Poor pilot. Well, she saw the Predwin sitting there over the horizon, beyond the smoke of the wreck, and that just did it. She knew she'd have to go there. Least she could do is, check in. Once she was back aboard the Predwin, she actually felt like she was, back where she belonged, at least in small part. Wasn't the NCR territory, it wasn't her desert,
Gave those muties at Fort Strong something to think about.
but it was something. Now, not too long ago, she heard she was given some kind of quarters or something on board the ship. She wanted to check that out.
Attention! Ferrum Squad, report to
You haven't
debriefing.
lived.
Until
Ferrum
you
squad
tip
to
the
the
rum
debriefing.
with a vertebrae. Now that's a challenge.
Well, she got in her own footlocker, and that's better than nothing. At least here she could keep some of the things she wanted to keep around. Spare ammo and the like. Still, not a bad place at all. And if they were just gonna leave ammunition laying around for anyone to take, well, ain't no harm in that. Well, she'd been neglecting a job for the Brotherhood for quite some time now, mostly because it took her to that northern pass, but about time she figured it was about time she took care of that.
Ad Victoriam, sister.
Having gotten back to the end, well, the start or end of the northern pass, this Nakano place, well, found it more than just a little bit interesting. Had herself a good look around. You know, see what there was to be seen and all. Wouldn't do good to leave the Commonwealth for no reason. You know, not look, at least without looking around first. Now, there was a rarity here. This house seemed to have running power. Didn't see too much of that. She was glad to see it. Plus, it was starting to get a bit dark out, so all the help she could get, she'd take. Then she reminded herself what she needed to go do. Well, these people seemed like nice enough people, and had a cat. She figured, well, better occasionally to ask for forgiveness than permission. Of course, then she also realized she didn't fully understand how this boat would work, or how to make it go, or really anything like that, so probably was still here because it didn't work too good. So, best talk to the people who owned it, see if she could get to wherever she needed to go.
What? Who are you? I'm sorry, but we don't have time for visitors or caravans or wherever you're from.
I heard the shouting. You sound like you need help.
A good Samaritan? Fine. I'm out of options anyway, if you want to hear about it. My daughter is missing. It all started with this damn radio.
Our daughter Kasumi likes to fix things. The radio was her latest project.
Until she made contact with some kidnapper who lured her away from us.
Or maybe she left on her own. She's not a child anymore. Our daughter is 19. She knows how to survive, and she's capable. I think maybe she left because she wanted her own life.
No. She would have told us where she was going. She would have said something. I know my daughter is in danger. I can feel it. Find her, please.
Do you have any idea where she could have gone?
We know she took one of the boats, but that's all. She could be anywhere.
Well, having lost her own family, the Ranger, well, really wanted to reunite one. Plus, she still felt kind of bad about abandoning Jack when he was going to go get his own father out of trouble, so despite her instincts telling her otherwise, she said,
I'll find her. Don't you worry.
Thank you. Her room is upstairs if that helps. And if you had any more questions about her, just ask.
well, it seems like she now had to figure out where the little girl was going. Well, not so little girl, but still. Had to figure it all out.
Project log, lamp. Yep, it's a lamp. Filament plus power equals light. I swear, sometimes I think my parents break these things just to keep me busy.
There were a few nice things about, but mostly that they were nice because it was ammo. Still, there was a lot of tech around here for a little country place at the end of the road. Kasumi's journal. Radio project update. The range in this thing is just terrible. Nothing but static and the occasional crazy thinking the machine is talking to me. Ugh. I'm going to work on boosting the bandwidth coverage. There's a lot of electronics left in Granddad's boathouse. With all the natural navigation tech he was tinkering with, I bet I could find something that could pick up frequencies from further out. Now, where did I leave my key to the safe? Well, there was definitely something to be said about all of that.
Project log, radio. Correction, working radio. I'll finally get some news outside this house. My handle is going to be... let's go with... Ohm's Law. That should confuse the creeps. And if someone actually gets the reference, then we'll at least have circuitry in common.
Turns out she'd have to talk to them parents, see what more there could be said.
Mr. Nakano.
Did you have questions? About my daughter?
Tell me more about this radio she was fixing.
I've tried to get that damn thing to work over and over again, but there's nothing. I thought she just wanted to strip it for parts or build a toaster out of it, or something, like she usually does. Someone made contact with her, and then they took her. God, what kind of twisted psychopath has my daughter?
Anything more you could tell me about Kasumi? The smallest detail could be important.
I don't know what more to say. She's my little girl, and she doesn't know how dangerous this world is. I never should have let her grandfather teach her how to fix these machines.
Her grandfather? He taught her how to fix the radio?
Ever since she was old enough to walk, yes. Her grandfather had an ear for machines. Kasumi picked up the knack. He passed away recently. He used to scavenge the ruins in the south for parts. I kept telling him he was getting too old.
No more questions right now.
Work quickly, Detective.
Excuse me, Mr. Nakano.
Did you have any more questions?
Excuse me,
Anything to
Mrs.
help get
Nakano.
my daughter back?
I suppose you have questions about my daughter.
Tell me about this radio your daughter was working on.
I remember Kasumi was very excited about it. I figured she was secretly trying to make contact with Diamond City or another settlement. We're pretty isolated out here. She only has us for company, and Kenji can be overprotective.
I'd like to know more about Kasumi. Might shine a light on where she's gone.
My daughter is strong, focused, careful. That's how I know she's still alive. But why would she leave without telling us? Maybe we... No, Never mind. I don't want to waste your time.
Every detail is important, Mrs. Nakano. Don't hold back.
No, it's nothing. I don't want to distract you, Detective.
Nothing else right now.
Well, Mrs. Nakano was most definitely holding something back, but there was not much that could be done.
Hello? Testing? Project log. Holotape player. Managed to strip out the parts from this thing and make something that's easier to move around. Granddad always said you need to make a record when you start something. You know, in case you have to go back to it. So, I guess I'm going to start doing that. Maybe I should start with an inventory of all the parts I found?
Kasumi! Your father needs help with the boat.
I'll be right there. Oh, damn. Was I recording that? Project log. Kitchen mixer. The circuits are still good, but all the mechanical parts are rusted through. Maybe I can...
All right, everyone. I'll be back in a few days. Was there anything else we needed from the city?
Wait, you're going now? No! Wait, Dad, I could come with you.
It is better if I go alone, Kasumi. Do not worry. I have your list.
You don't know what half that list is, Dad. I can help you. Really, I'll be...
I said no. I'm sorry. You're safe here, okay? Just stay put for me.
Okay.
I know you're disappointed, but I won't be long. I love you.
I love you too, Dad.
Nothing but static.
Project log, Radiation King television. Mom says these things actually used to broadcast pictures and sounds back before the war. She also mentioned that some of the ruins of the television studios are still around if you head to the city. Of course, she wasn't too happy when I asked if we could make a trip out there. I'm getting off track. I managed to repair the vacuum tubes and got the power working again, but, well, it's not like there's any working signal for this thing. I'm just going to start stripping this thing for parts moving forward.
Well, it showed just how interesting this girl was. Dear Kasumi, if you ever get locked out of the safe, the answer is here in the boathouse. Picture where the key is. Love, Granddad. Well, that was more of a clue. The Ranger had hoped it was something obvious, like there was a picture, and it was behind it. Perhaps there was.
Project log? Myself. I never really thought about who or what I am, but... God. Where do I start? The radio. I was right about the range. I managed to get a signal, a strong signal from up north. There's a group of people up there. They say they're all synthetic people, made by the Institute. They're trying to build a place for their kind, where they can be themselves and be accepted for what they are alongside human beings. It sounds wonderful, but then they started asking about me, and some questions came up. Questions I don't have answers to. I mean, I've always felt off, like I'm not really supposed to be here, but then there are things in my childhood I can't remember, and I've been having strange dreams. I'm going to go. To meet these synths, I have to know the truth about myself. They've told me to sail up north to a town called Far Harbor. I can make my way to them from there.
Well, that seemed to answer the question.
Have you finished your investigation? Did you find anything?
I think I know where Kasumi went. A place called Far Harbor?
She went that far up north? God, that explains why she took the boat. There's no time to waste. You have to go after her.
Wait, did you find out why she left, Detective? Who she was speaking to?
What does it matter?
Because I know my daughter, and if she didn't tell us where she went, then she had a reason. Don't you want to know if she wants to be found?
You're right, Detective. Did you find any clue to why Kasumi left home?
It was conflicting on her insides what she should ask these people, or what she should tell them. She knew she had to say or do something, so she did the best she could.
Your daughter
Hello?
made contact with a group of synths. She thinks she's one of them.
What? That's crazy.
She's not a synth. She's our daughter. We raised her. I gave birth to her. She's flesh and blood, not a synthetic.
That's how synths work, Mrs. Nakano. They replace people. This could have happened recently.
I know my own daughter. She's not a synth.
This is what I was afraid of. Someone twisting my daughter's mind. You have to get to Far Harbor. Take my ship on the dock. It has a guidance system, a final gift from my father. And it's built for distance.
What can I expect out there, Kenji?
I only made the trip to Far Harbor once, when I was a boy. All I remember is that my father did not want to stay long. Something about the air being bad.
I'll get to the bottom of this, Kenji.
Thank you. I know you haven't asked for a payment, and we can't offer much. But here, please take it. I insist. For expenses, if nothing else.
Well, it seems that's how she'd be able to get to wherever she needed to go. She'd just take their boat. With their permission this time. The trip out to Far Harbor had been a bit longer than she would have liked. It was dark by the time she got there. Of course, there was a nice misty fog rolling in. However, it's not like there was nothing to see along the way.
He's up, Alan. Got visitors.
Mainlanders ain't nothing but trouble.
Put the damn gun down.
Seemed like she was getting the warmest of welcomes.
Are you lost? This is Far Harbor. We don't get many visitors around here.
We don't need no freeloaders or more help, Mainlander. So you can get back in your boat and leave.
Alan, this isn't your dock. It belongs to the whole town. That means strangers are welcome. Sorry, you've caught us during a difficult time. But Alan's got a point. Not all visitors have good intentions. So, what's your business here?
Well, she had several reasons. However, she figured, like with the Nakanos, the truth would be the best answer.
A young woman from the Commonwealth named Kasumi may have passed through here. Her family hired me to find her.
Some sort of detective, huh? Well, she came through here all right.
Damn it. Mariners ain't coming.
Something's coming through the fog!
You, help us defend the town, and I'll answer any questions you have. Take a post at the top of the wall, near the main gate. The hull never lets us down. Now follow me! Be careful on the hull, stranger. Don't fall off.
And with that, I say, thank you all for joining me. I hope you're enjoying this content as much as I'm enjoying making it for all of you. And you know I do like making it because I put out a video every single day of the week. If you are liking my stuff, then please, head down below, follow me, hit the little bell icon, or even comment. If you do comment, do know that I read every single comment that is made on every single one of my videos. I may not always respond, but I always read them. And speaking of reading comments, if you do not like my videos, please leave a comment and a thumbs down, and I'll see what I can do to address your issues of why you do not like my videos, and perhaps what I can do to improve. While you're in the comment section, if you travel just a little bit further, you can get to the description, and in the description you can find two links. One is to my Discord server, where you can find me all day, every day, except for when I'm sleeping or recording or, generally working. But you can always reach me there sooner or later. Or you can, if you enjoy my content so much that you wish to see it supported even further, please head over to the other link to my Patreon page. Patreon subscribers can get themselves a variety of wonderful rewards, including early access to my videos, patron-exclusive videos, a patron-exclusive channel on my Discord where I've been known to put in blooper reels, and all sorts of craziness. So, feel free to join me there. Anyway, thank you all for joining me, and I hope to see you all next time.